My name is Joyce Fields. I'm 81 years old and I do lives. I just left TikTok. I did my last TikTok live on Friday, August 29th. I've done over 500 TikTok lives. This is only my third YouTube live. So I was practicing since the 29th. I didn't know what to expect from YouTube. Now, when I do my TikTok lives, they flash a message to the live creator that they are notifying viewers that you're live. They don't do that here on YouTube. So I always wonder, how do people find out that I'm live? So when the first person comes on, I've been on here for 1 minute now and nobody's on with me yet. I'm hoping that my subscribers will grow in time. This is, like I said, this is only my third YouTube live. I've done over 500 TikTok lives, and I love doing them. I love doing these YouTube lives as well. I just love doing lives. On my lives, I share 4 pillars of advice that will help you to undifficult your life. They were very popular on TikTok, and I am waiting for them to become popular here on YouTube. I'm a very patient person. So this is, like I said, this is only my third YouTube live. And now it's almost 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes right now exactly, and nobody's on with me yet. So I just wait for people to come on. And in the meantime, I just want to say a lot of people on my lives, I'm 81 years old, so they'll ask me if I'm afraid of death. And no, I am not afraid of death. Why be afraid of the inevitable? Everybody is going to die. If you're breathing, you're going to stop breathing. If you're living, you're going to stop living. So everybody is going to die. So that's one of the questions that I'm asked, because I guess because I'm 81 years old. And no, I am not afraid of death. I don't see any sense in being afraid of something that is going to happen to every single person on this planet. If you are born, you're going to die. So don't be afraid. If you are afraid of death, then that makes it to the point where you can't be living. You're so much in fear of dying, you can't live. So throw that away. Hi, Donna. Throw that fear away. Don't be afraid of something that's inevitable. I have something on my TikTok, and if you're on TikTok, my username on TikTok is the letter J, Fields, Fields, and the number 7. So check it out on TikTok. I have a lot of content. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I have a lot of content on my TikTok page. I have over 54,000. Hey, Shells. I have over 54,000 followers, and it's growing on TikTok. So I'm only doing my lives here on YouTube, but I'm still posting on TikTok because I'm not going to abandon. Hi, Jai. I'm not going to abandon over 54,000 followers on TikTok. I never dreamed that I would have over 54,000 followers on TikTok or anywhere else. It's amazing to me that I would even have 1,000 because like I say, I'm 81. But I think that people appreciate the advice that I share. I share, excuse me, 4 pillars of advice. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I tell you how you do that. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old, I tell you exactly how you do that. But I always start with the toddlers. And if you're raising toddlers, 2 and 3 year olds, excuse me, you'll want to hear how easy it is to teach them patience. Then pillar number 3 is stay calm. Stay calm. There is tremendous power in your ability, hey Camilla, Sophia and Camilla, in your ability to stay calm. And throughout my lives, I do what I call helpful hand visuals. And I call them that because on one of my TikTok lives, a young lady said this about the helpful hand visuals, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a few seconds. And, okay, good. And so when I did this helpful hand visual, her name is Jessie Nutt, and this was this year on one of my TikTok lives. And she said, these, quote, these visuals are so helpful, unquote. So that's what I call them. A helpful hand visual is something a spirit gives to me. Spirit gives them to me. And I use my hands along with the words that are coming out of my mouth to communicate philosophies, concepts, ideas, all kinds of examples like that, from my mind to y'all's mind. It's a gift Spirit has given me. Spirit gives everybody gifts. Hi, Paul. So Spirit gives everybody gifts. So if you don't know what your gift is, you need to sit down with yourself and seriously think about it. Now, typically, normally, your gift is going to be something that you enjoy and that you are good at. So think about that. So we all have been given gifts. So one of my many gifts is these helpful hand visuals, and Spirit gives them to me. And when I get to pillar number 3, stay calm, that pillar, when I did the helpful hand visual, it blew a lot of the viewers of my life, blew their minds. And so I did it for my man, and it blew his mind, and it blows my mind too. Spirit gave it to me, but when I get to pillar number 3, it's probably going to blow a lot of y'all's minds as well. So now, pillar number 4. There are only 4 pillars. Pillar number 4 is remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, or any ugliness that's inside of you. Hi, Dad. So I'll tell you what those 4 words are when I get to the 4th pillar. Okay? Now, back to pillar number 1. I subbed. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. So pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. There are only 2 attitudes that you can have, y'all. Only 2. Do you ever think about that? You ever bring that to the forefront of your consciousness? Oh, subbed. See, look, I'm 81, so y'all say these words, and I don't know what you're talking about. That's a new word to me. I subbed. Now I know what if I see it again, I will know what they meant, So, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, that's another reason why yeah, it's funny to me too. That's another reason why I switched over to YouTube to do my lives, because subscription is free on YouTube. Hi, Melon. Subscription is free here on YouTube, but on TikTok, you have to pay for subscriptions. So what I did when I was on TikTok, I did 2 videos every Sunday for my subscribers only, where I read quotes from a book that I wrote, and I'll talk about that when I at the end of this live. Oh, thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. And okay, I lost my train of thought. So that happens. So I was telling y'all how come I do these lives. I'm 81 years old. Sometimes I lose my train of thought, y'all. So, but a lot of times I can rewind and get it back. But now, like I was telling y'all, I know where I was, but there are only two attitudes that you can have, and I was telling you that I'm bringing it to the forefront of your consciousness that there are only two attitudes: a negative attitude, a positive attitude. That's it. You see? Okay, yeah, I was talking about, yeah, see? Thank you, Shels. Um, Subscription, you have to pay on TikTok. So that's why I did thank you for telling me that, Shelster. I did two videos every single Sunday for my subscribers only, where I read the quotes that I have coined. I read one every Sunday, and then I did two videos. I did a read the quote, and then I did a screenshot so that my subscribers can take a screenshot. And I still have the subscriber only videos up. If anybody wants to go there, I have 100 and let me see here. There are 125 subscriber only videos on my TikTok page, but I'm not doing subscriber only videos anymore. I'm only posting to TikTok once a day. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm not going to abandon my TikTok followers. I have over 54,000 and growing. I get new followers every day because they're really liking my content over there. I have a lot of content here on YouTube as well. I have a YouTube channel. I hardly ever used it before August 29th. That was the last day I did the last TikTok live that I did. I did it on August 29th. So I hardly ever used YouTube. Hey, Michael. Before August 29th. But I have a lot of content here on YouTube. I've done a lot of interviews on other people's shows. Oh, I don't know. I've done a lot of interviews on other people's shows, and a lot of those are posted. They posted them. So you can just check me out, Joyce Fields, and I don't understand this. So Joyce Fields, or you can do Joyce Fields 6550. So I don't know if I got two accounts. One is Joyce Fields and another one is Joyce Fields 6550. I don't know because it looks like the same. I don't have a clue. All I'm concerned with on YouTube is doing these lives and getting my subscriber numbers up and really, as long as people tune in to hear the advice, I think somebody told me you have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to get guests to come up on your live. Now, there wasn't any specific number when I was on TikTok, but so you can go to my TikTok page if you're on TikTok, and I have a lot of guest spots, people coming up on my lives talking about how they are using the advice that I share. And so now back to only two attitudes, a negative attitude or a positive attitude. Yeah, so I am convinced that you do not choose to have a negative attitude. Here's what happens, I think. If you don't have a positive attitude, and a positive attitude is a choice, you choose to have a positive attitude. You deliberately choose to have a positive attitude. If you don't choose to have a positive attitude, you will almost definitely have a negative attitude. It's like it's a default, y'all. You have to deliberately choose to want to have a positive attitude. And that's the only way to go. I coined this quote many lives ago. It was, I've been doing over 500 lives I've done on TikTok. This is only my third live here on YouTube. So many lives ago, I coined this quote. See, I remember where I was. I told you, 80% of the time I get it back. I coined this quote to show y'all the difference between having a negative attitude or having a positive attitude. How long you been live? I've been doing lives for over 2 years, TikTok lives. This is my third YouTube live. I started my YouTube lives here on September 1st, so this is my third one, and I'm getting used to it. So here's the quote. When you develop and maintain, see, I remember where it was. When you develop and maintain a negative attitude, you will increase your chances for suffering consequences. Whereas when you develop and maintain a positive attitude, you will increase your chances for receiving rewards. Now, which do you prefer? Do you want to suffer consequences or do you want to receive rewards? And the title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. Undifficult Your Life. A lot of people are doing a lot of things that is making their lives a lot more difficult than they need to be. And the advice that I share will help you to undifficult your life. I'm 81 years old. I use this advice that I share with y'all. I've used it since I was about 10 years old, and that's a long time. And I know that it works. It works for me. It can work for everybody else. So now, pillar number one, and I will keep going regardless. People come on and go off and come on. So I'm a very patient person. So I will keep going. I'm going to give you the best that I got, okay? So pillar number one, develop and maintain a positive attitude. Develop and maintain a positive attitude. Okay, thanks, Shells. A positive attitude. It's a choice. You must deliberately choose to have a positive attitude. You must, on purpose, choose to have a positive attitude. A positive attitude, when you do that, when you choose to have, and I'm going to tell you how you get it, it opens up portals, doors, windows, everything opens up to you in positive lights. Negative attitude, almost nothing, and I always say almost nothing because I can't think of anything that has ever come, nothing good has ever come from having a negative attitude. So it doesn't pay. You get nothing out of having a negative attitude. You get a lot out of having a positive attitude. Good things happen to you. Now, the way you develop and maintain a positive attitude is you write a program. The way you write a program is you say it out loud. And here is what you say. Thank you. I appreciate the likes, y'all. Here is what you say. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. It's just that simple, y'all. It is not difficult. Undifficult your life. I'm going to repeat it. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. All that means is this, y'all. It says from now on that I don't care what your attitude was like 5 minutes ago or what it was like yesterday. You make the choice. And this is what you say. You choose to write this program and say it out loud. People will say, you say it in your mind. I don't say that. I say you say it out loud. When you say it only in your mind, that's only one element that you're using, and that's your mind. When you say it out loud, that's 3 elements that you are using. You speak it out of your mouth, you hear it with your ears, and it gets plastered into your psyche. 3 elements, y'all, as opposed to 1. You see? It makes a whole lot of sense to me. And this is what you say. From now on, and I don't care where your attitude was 5 minutes ago, it's a choice. You make that choice. And the way you choose it is you write the program and you say it out loud. And this is what you say. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Put your feet on the path to have a positive attitude. You know when you're being negative. Okay? So you had a negative attitude a week ago. But I'm hoping that the advice that I'm going to be sharing with you will convince you that you'll get a whole lot more out of life by having a positive attitude. Okay? So I'm not through. I go until my lives are 90 minutes long. I talk about the 4 pillars. I tell you all about the fabulous nonfiction books at goodshortbooks.com. And the books are flying off the shelves, y'all. The link is in my profile, goodshortbooks.com. So, positive attitude, that's all it is about. If more people developed and maintained a positive attitude, the world would be a better place. If more people did the 4 pillars, the world would be a better place. That's pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. Wouldn't the world be a better place if most people did that? If a lot more people did that? Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. Wouldn't the world be a better place if more people increased their levels of patience? Pillar number 3, stay calm. Thanks for the responses. Wouldn't the world be a better place if more people stayed calm? And then pillar number 4, I haven't gotten to it yet. I won't explain it yet until I get there. But the world would be a better place if more people remember that. So all you got to do is implement these 4 pillars in your life. I use them every single day. I'm 81 years old, or 81 years wiser, as I was recently told. And I've been using this advice since I was about 10 years old, y'all. I know that it works. If it works for me, it can work for y'all. Now, positive attitude, negative attitude. Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time, and nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. I'm going to tell you about a ratio in a few minutes. I'm going to ask you a question about that. But now, positive attitude, negative attitude. Like I say, a positive attitude is a choice. You choose to have a positive attitude. You write the program when you choose to have the positive attitude. Here's the program that you write, and you say it out loud. I don't care who's around you when you say it out loud. Because when you spread this kind of positivity, people appreciate it. People will say, oh, I'd like to know how you do that. Oh, I want to know how. That kind of stuff, you know. So here's what you say out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. You say that out loud, and when you truly mean it from the depths of your soul, all kinds of good things start happening to you. I'm going to show y'all what a negative attitude looks like. You heard that correctly. I am going to show you what a negative attitude looks like. On the count of 3, I'm going to show you what a negative attitude looks like. 1, 2, 3. Here you go. This is a negative attitude, y'all. These are the kind of people that say, woe is me. My life sucks. I can't stand this. I can't stand that. Complain, complain, complain. Now, what my hands are doing, this is a helpful hand visual that shows y'all how positive elements are constantly flying through the universe, y'all. Constantly, all the time. These are positive elements flying through the universe, but they always, always, always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. You see that? Once you write that program and say those words out loud, here's what you say. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. When you mean that, and it's a choice, you can write that program any day, any second of your life that you choose to develop and maintain a positive attitude. Here is what happens when you do that, when you write that program. On the count of 3, I'm going to show you. 1, 2, 3. Here's what happens, you see? What was flying over your head is now making contact with your psyche. Did you see that? Did I demonstrate that helpful hand visual effectively? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Give me some responses. Be quick with y'all's responses because I'm running out of time, every second, every minute. Come on, y'all. Was I successful in communicating that helpful hand visual from my mind to y'all's mind? Okay, thank you, Michael. Anybody else? Anybody else? Was I successful in transmitting that communication? Okay, that's good. Wonderful. Anybody else? Thank you, Michael. Okay, good. Thank you, Dad Cool Shorts. Thank you. Appreciate that. So now, like I said, all you have to do is say it out loud. And you can choose to say it out loud whatever day of the week, month, whatever time you choose to do it. It is your choice. And a positive attitude is a choice that you make. And you say out loud, from now on, this point forward, don't talk to me about yesterday or how my attitude was yesterday. It doesn't count. That's the past. From this point forward, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. It's just that simple. And put your feet on that path to have a positive attitude. I'm going to ask you a question that you probably have never been asked. And what I'm doing, I'm looking for only no responses. Only responses that say no. I'm going to ask you this question. Do you know that you live your life by a ratio? Now, if you've been on my lives before and you already know that, please don't respond. I'm only looking for no responses. Do you know, I'm going to ask you the question again. Do you know that you live your life by a ratio? R-A-T-I-O. Ratio. Do you know you live your life by a ratio? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Be quick with y'all's responses. YouTube says I got 6 people on here. Come on. 1 or 2 of the 6, please respond. Come on. Do you know that you live your life by a ratio? R-A-T-I-O. And I'm only looking for responses that state no. Okay? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Okay, I'm looking for some responses that say no. You didn't know that you live your life by a ratio. Okay, I'm still waiting for some responses. That's one of the things that I've noticed about YouTube. Responses are very slow, if I get them at all. So this says I have 5 people on here. So I want to know if you know that you live your life by a ratio. R-A-T-I-O. I'm only looking for responses that state no. Okay? Am I going to get any? Okay, so you already know. I don't look for you. I'm looking for no responses, Dead Cool Shorts. Okay? So now, I'm going to tell you what. All right, thank you. I'm going to tell you what a ratio is and how you use it. Here's what it is. Spirit gave this to me. A ratio is a very simple tool that will definitely help you to better control your life. I'm going to repeat that. A ratio is, hi JB, a simple tool, a very simple tool that will definitely help you to better control your life. You control your ratio. You set your ratio. You set it. If you set it too high, you can lower it. If you set it too low, you can raise it. You see? But it's controlled by you, only you. So the way that I'm explaining it is I'm going to tell you what my ratio is. Now, this is all relative to positive attitude, negative attitude. Your ratio is you determine what it's going to be. Okay. So, okay, that's okay, Gaia. My ratio is 80-20. 80% of the time, I'm happy being in the negative attitude, in the positive attitude mode. 80% of the time, I am happy being in the positive attitude mode. 20% of the time, I can be, you notice I did not say I was happy, being in the negative attitude mode, 20%. Now, some people in my lives have chosen 80% to 80-20. That doesn't belong to me. It's free for everybody to use. Others have chosen 75-25. Some have chosen 60-40, you know. So it doesn't matter what you make your ratio. You can raise it if it's too low. You can lower it if it's too high. You can test it out. So 80% positive, 20% negative. Now, over to the positive. What that means is 80% of the time, I honor the programs that I write. You see? 80% of the time, I do what is fair, what is right, what is kind, what is considerate, what is honest, all of those wonderful things, positive things. 20% of the time, I'm okay being in the negative attitude mode. Because don't forget, nobody can be 100% positive attitude. Nobody can be 100% negative attitude. We all have some type of a ratio. And if you didn't know you had the ratio, you probably leaned more towards the negative. You see, probably. Now, 80% of the time, positive. 20%, my ratio, 20%, I'm okay being in the negative attitude mode. But that negative attitude mode can never include physical abuse. You cannot hit anybody. You cannot throw things. It can never include cussing anybody out. You cannot be verbally abusive. You can't cuss anybody out. You can't insult people. And then the third thing is, thanks to one of my viewers, her username is Midnight on TikTok, and she asked me to include tone of voice, and I was happy to do that because it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So it cannot include, when you're in that negative attitude ratio part, it cannot include an ugly tone of voice. Like I said, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. Okay? So now, 80% of the time positive, 20% of the time negative. And like I said, you can choose 80-20. It does not belong to me. So does that ratio, can you use that to help you to better control your life? Can you use that ratio? Come on, y'all. Yes. Okay. Can you use the ratio, y'all? Come on, y'all. Can y'all use that ratio? Thank you, Michael. Anybody else? Anybody else can use that ratio? Anybody else? Okay. Well, I'm losing time, so now that's the ratio. I'm going to tell you how you can write a program to change any behavior that you have. You understand? I'm going to tell you how you can write a program to change any behavior that you have. You can't change other people's behaviors. You can only change your own behavior. You can't change others. So now, I'm going to do this with a false example. Okay, that's good. I'm waiting, so I'm a very patient person. This is only my third YouTube live, so I'm expecting to at least do 10 before I see anything at all. It's all up to the universe. And I'm like I said, I'm happy to share the advice that I do share. So now, okay, where was I? I was talking. Oh, the behavior. You can change any behavior that you have. I'm going to present you with a false scenario about my behavior. So here is, I'm going to tell you what the behavior is, and I'm going to tell you how you write the program to overcome the behavior, to change the behavior. Now, here is the scenario. Here is the behavior. I eat 12 cookies every day. I don't. That's not true. I do not want to eat 12 cookies every day. That's the scenario. Here is the program that I write. You ready? I eat 12 cookies every day. I do not want to eat 12 cookies every day. Starting tomorrow, I will eat 10 cookies. Then tomorrow comes and you eat 10 cookies, and the next days, weeks, whatever, go past and you eat 10 cookies. That 80-20 ratio that I have, that I'm talking about, you can do whatever you'd want with your ratio. That means that 80% of the time, I will eat 10 cookies. But 20% of the time, oh, thank you, Melon. Thank you. 20% of the time, I can go back up to 11. I can even go back up to 12, 20% of the time. But I can tell you right now, you're probably going to be so proud of yourself that you're doing 80% of the time, you're eating 10. So you can use this example for any behavior that you have, and I hope that y'all see that. So you're going to be so proud of yourself that you're eating 10 cookies, you won't even want to go up to 11 or 12 again. You see? So that's the way it works. That is your ratio. That is how you can use it to better control your life. Hey, Melon. So can y'all use that? Come on, give me some responses. Can you use that? I want y'all to be quicker with your responses. I just want to know, can you use that ratio? Okay. I'm looking for responses now, Melon. I want to know if you can use that ratio. I'm too blessed to be stressed, always. Okay. Thank you, Michael. So, 80-20, that's my ratio. Now, a lot of y'all tend to have a negative attitude and you don't know that you have that tendency. Oh, thank you. So I'm going to read you a list of words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. And it might be you. These words are descriptive of like personality traits, personality characteristics. So if any or all of them are within, in your personality, you don't have to be concerned because, like I told you, a positive attitude is a choice that you make. So I'm going to read you, that's too bad. I'm going to read you the words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. The first word is anger. Here we go, the list. Anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment and holding grudges, inferiority, lies and dishonesty, false pride, superiority, ego. Back up to the top. As I was saying, the very first word is anger. Do you know people who are full of anger? People who are angry? Is it you? Are you the one who is full of anger? who is angry, that is negative. How about resentment and holding grudges? Do you know people who are full of resentment? People who hold grudges? Are you the one who is full of resentment, who holds grudges? That is negative. Okay? Now, I'm going to come back to resentment and holding grudges. I'm going to move on to lies and dishonesty. Lies and dishonesty. Do you know people who lie? People who are dishonest? Are you the liar? Are you the dishonest one? That is negative too. But now back up to resentment and holding grudges. That's a big one these days. Do you know people who are full of resentment and who hold grudges? Are you the one? If it is you, then I'm going to tell you something that you probably have never heard before. And that is, you are living in the past. If you are holding on to resentment and holding grudges against others for something that was done, you are living in the past. It happened, and you're holding on to it. It doesn't do you any good. There is nothing that the people who did this can do to change it, and there is nothing you can do to change it. So why hold on to it? You're not punishing anybody but yourself. What you are doing when you hold on to resentment and you hold grudges against other people, it is doing a number on you. Those are all ugly things, negative things, evil things. So what I say, it's not even what I say. This is the fact of the universe. It's the law of the universe. When a person holds on to ugliness, it damages the person who holds on to it. You understand? When you hold on to anger, resentment, grudges, and when you lie and you're dishonest and all of that stuff, it works against you. It creates what I call an invisible internal burden on your cells, on your blood, on your organs, on your entire body, y'all. When you hold on to resentment and hold grudges against other people, and if you know people who are like that, holding on to resentment and grudges and stuff, in a lot of cases, they are not in good health. They're on medication, and they're not aging well. Because when you hold on to the uglies, that's what I call them, anger, lying, dishonesty, and resentment, and all of that stuff. When you hold on to it, it's creating a pressure point inside of you. It's a burden that you're carrying that you don't even know that you're carrying. You must forgive them. I don't care who it was. I don't care what the offense was. You must forgive it. You must forgive them. Because what you are doing is damaging you. They're not being punished because you're holding resentment and grudges. You are being punished. Now I'm 81 years old. There was no such thing as text messages when I was a kid. No such thing as email when I was a kid. All these other stuff, all these other, video calls. No, you can forgive them. Now, people will tell you to forgive and forget. Hell no, don't you ever forget. You'd be an idiot to forget. You keep it on the back burner, keep it on the stove. That way you won't forget. And that way it will not happen to you again. You see? But don't ever forget. Do forgive. You must forgive. So now I was saying there were no text messages and all that stuff when I was a kid. I don't have false lashes. I got an eyelash coming in. Okay. So none of that stuff existed when I was a kid. So you can forgive them by text message or through a text message. You can forgive them through a voicemail or text or a video call. But if you never ever want to have anything else to do with them, you can forgive by saying it out loud to the universe. You heard that correctly. And I'm going to give you 4 examples of what has happened on my lives, on my TikTok lives. I've done over 500 TikTok lives. My last one I did on August 29th. TikTok is changing their rules, and I won't be able to follow them. So I moved over to YouTube to do my lives. I'm still posting on TikTok. I have over 54,000 followers. I'm 81 years old, and it blows my mind. I got 54,000 followers and climbing. I never even dreamed that I would have 1,000 followers, let alone 54,000. But people like my content. I have a lot of positive content on TikTok. And I have a lot of positive content here on YouTube, but I was mostly using TikTok for my content. But I do have a YouTube channel, and it includes interviews that I have done, thank you, Michael, on other people's podcasts, radio shows, stuff like that. So you can go through my content here on TikTok. I don't know, I've been on TikTok for quite a few years, so, but I mostly used, this is YouTube. I keep getting them mixed up, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. I've been on TikTok. I was on TikTok for a long time, but now this is only my 3rd live on YouTube. I got to remember where I am, okay? I'm on YouTube, okay, hello? So now, I was telling y'all, TikTok is implementing some rules that I won't be able to follow. And so that's why I'm doing my lives here on YouTube. Now, pillar number 1, I already went through it. All you got to do is say it out loud. And this is what you say. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. I don't care where your attitude was 5 minutes ago. From now on, from this point forward, I'm going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Now back to the resentment and holding grudges and forgiving. You have to forgive. You don't ever forget. People say forgive and forget. Hell no, don't do that. Don't ever forget. But you must forgive. And I was getting ready to tell you how you can forgive. If you don't ever want any contact with them again, you can forgive by saying it out loud to the universe. The universe was there when they did it. The universe, God, whatever you call your higher power, it was there when the mess happened to you. You understand that? Think about it. It was there when the mess happened to you. It knows. Now, I always come up with this part, too. When I say this, it brings it to a lot of people's attention that the universe or God or whatever you call your higher power sees everything you do right now, hears everything you say right now, and can read your thoughts right now. Now, this really shakes a lot of people up when I say this. Did it shake anybody up here on my live right now? That it brings it to the forefront of your mind, brings it into your consciousness, that the higher power, or whatever you call it, sees everything you do right now, hears everything you say right now, and can read your mind, read your thoughts right now. Will that cause any of y'all to change y'all's behavior? Come on, give me some responses. Will it cause anybody to change their behavior? I got 9 people on here. I would expect to at least see 1 or 2 responses. Come on, give me some responses. Will that cause you to change your behavior? I want y'all to live by the golden rule. Oh, thank you, Michael. I want y'all to not do anything to anybody that you wouldn't want done to you. I want y'all to not say anything to anybody that you wouldn't want said to you. So come on, give me some more responses. Michael said yes. That changed his mind about the way he's going to be behaving and making statements. So y'all remember that. The higher power, or whatever you call it, sees everything you do, hears everything you say, and reads your thoughts. Who you think gave you the mind in the first place? Think about that. So I hope y'all will act accordingly. Don't say anything to anybody that you wouldn't want said to you, and don't do anything to anybody that you wouldn't want done to you. It's just that simple, okay? So here is the way you forgive, by saying it out loud to the universe. Universe, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such to me. I'm going to repeat that. And you use your hand the same way that I use mine. That, like, it's a symbol for touching the universe, touching spirit. Here we go. I'm going to repeat it. Universe, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such to me. Use your hand. Now I'm going to give you 4 examples of what has happened on my TikTok lives. Like I told you, this is only my 3rd YouTube live. So one young lady said she forgave her dad like that, and she immediately burst into tears. Another young lady said she forgave herself. And yes, you can forgive yourself that way too. The universe saw what you did or said, okay? And she immediately burst into tears. And the third one was a young man who said he forgave and he felt his spirit shift. For real. Now, I already told y'all, when you hold on to unforgiveness, when you hold on to grudges against other people, that is creating an internal, invisible burden on your soul, on your spirit. You're carrying it inside. You may or may not even know that you're carrying it. And you probably don't know, because most people who are like that are they're down, they don't even realize what's causing them to be down. So when you forgive, it's like Michelle Larson says, she's the Shelster. She says, it's like you are releasing. It's a pressure release valve. And here's what you do when you forgive. When you say it out loud that you forgive such and such, so-and-so for doing such and such, it's like, here's what happens. You release that pressure. You go, psst. It's gone. That's why they burst into tears. That's why they feel their spirit shift. You see? For real. Now, the 4th example, I told you I was going to have 4 examples for you. The 4th example is one of my viewers. Her name's Patricia. And Patricia had been watching my lives for days, weeks, months, however long. And I'm always talking about you have to forgive. Patricia had been holding a grudge against her mother for over 40 years, y'all. Over 40 years she had been holding a grudge against her mother. That's over 40 years worth of Mother's Days, birthdays, holidays, all of that stuff. So, but Mother's Day, they didn't spend. This past Mother's Day, they spent it together. She came up as a guest on my TikTok live, and I posted it. It's on my page. And she forgave her mother. And this past Mother's Day, they spent it together. She came up as a guest on my live, and man, oh man, I got so full. I didn't boo-hoo, but I really got full. It warmed my heart to know that the advice that I share had done something like that. That was just wonderful. So I'm just telling y'all now, when you forgive, it's like you lighten, it's a burden that gets lifted off of your spirit, off of your soul. So if anybody on here is holding on to resentment or holding grudges, forgive the people that did it. If you can forgive them. Now, one of the things people always ask this, forgiving them does not mean you go back into their lives or you welcome them back into yours. It doesn't, that's not the case. It is the case if you both choose for it to be the case. But it doesn't have to be. You can forgive them and never have anything else to do with them as long as you live. You see? That's the way it goes. But just forgive. But don't carry that around. It's not serving you well. And look around you at people that you know are full of resentment and hold grudges against other people, and people that are really angry and negative and all of that, you see? And life is too short for that. So in most cases, those people are on medication. They're not aging well, you see? So don't do that to yourself. Forgive. All right, now, Spirit came to me. And Spirit, in order to have Spirit come to you, in order to have inner peace, you absolutely must have a positive attitude. It's a must. Look at this. This is you in the form of Spirit, in the form of inner peace. This is a helpful hand visual that I'm doing, y'all. Now, would you land on a person who has a negative attitude? I sure wouldn't. If this was me, Spirit and inner peace. Would you land on a person who has a negative attitude? Nope, not for me. You must have a positive attitude. Thanks, Michael, for that response. Appreciate it. You must have a positive attitude. You must have a positive attitude for Spirit to come to you. You must have a positive attitude for inner peace to come to you in order to get inner peace. Spirit came to me in the month of June and said to me, Joyce, there's such a thing as outer peace. And I said, huh? For real. I didn't understand. Spirit explained it. Inner peace can never be destroyed or disturbed. Can't. Inner peace is sewn into the fabric of your spirit, into the fabric of your soul. Once you choose to have a positive attitude, develop and maintain a positive attitude. DeMarcus, hey, it's sewn. Inner peace is sewn into your spirit, into your soul. Outer peace can be disturbed. It can be destroyed. Think of outer peace as you're trying to study or trying to sleep, and somebody's making noises downstairs, the next room, across the street, whatever. That's outer peace. It can be disturbed. It can be destroyed. There's even a law on the books for disturbing the peace. You can call the cops on somebody who's disturbing the peace, but that is outer peace. And like I said, inner peace cannot be disturbed. It cannot be destroyed. But you must have a positive attitude in order to get inner peace. It won't come if you got a negative attitude, because a negative attitude locks out all kinds of good stuff. When you have a negative attitude, you're putting negative stuff out into the atmosphere, out into the world, out into your domain. And that's all you're going to get back is negative. What you put out is what comes back. I know most of y'all have heard the saying that life is like a boomerang. What you put out is what comes back. You throw out negativity, negativity comes back to you. Spirit gave me this helpful hand visual. When you put out positive, positive comes back. When you put out positive, positive comes back. When you put out positive, positive comes back. Now, I'm only doing that because of the size of your screen on the phone, you know? So this is what I call a conveyor belt of positivity. You're putting out positive, positive's coming back. You're putting out positive, positive's coming back. So this is a conveyor belt. I'm only doing it this way because y'all can see the size and the shape that I'm doing. But that conveyor belt is as big as the universe, y'all. As big as the world. You see? So put out positive stuff and get back positive stuff. It's not going to be 100%. Don't expect that. But it will come back to you. Hi, from India. So a positive attitude is the only way to go. Now, I showed y'all the example of you can change your behavior, any behavior that you have by writing a program, okay? Now, here is what you do if anybody's disturbing your outer peace. Nobody should be allowed to disturb your peace. That includes your mama. If people in your family, and it's usually people in your family, are disturbing your peace, here's the way you handle that. Always be positive, always be kind. Here's what you say. Words to this effect. I love y'all dearly. I really and truly do. I love y'all dearly. But when y'all do such and such, that disturbs my peace. Or when y'all say such and such, that disturbs my peace. Now, you are obligated to tell anybody what they are doing is disturbing your peace, or what they are saying is disturbing your peace. But they are not obligated to change their behavior. You understand that? And you cannot cuss them out when you tell them that they are disturbing your peace. You must be kind. You must be diplomatic. So you tell them that. Then you give them enough time to change their behavior if they're going to change it. And then you can come back to them and say, if they didn't change their behavior. So you say words to this effect. I love y'all dearly, but I told y'all that when you do such and such, that disturbs my peace. Or when you say such and such, that disturbs my peace. And y'all are still doing it, or y'all are still saying it. So that leaves me no choice. I absolutely must protect my peace. And if you don't protect your peace, who will? Okay? I must protect my peace. So I give y'all 3 options. Option 1, I have to feed y'all with a long-handled spoon. Option 2, I have to love y'all from a distance. Or option 3, I have to stop coming around y'all. You can come up with option 4. Doesn't matter. You are perfectly within your rights to say one of those 3 things. Now, if it's your mama that's disturbing your peace. Now, all of this is after you have written that program, after you have said it out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude, you see? Because then you'll be open to all kinds of positivity. Don't allow negativity to overtake you. There's going to be some, but don't allow it to overtake you, and don't allow it to make you physically abusive. You cannot, when you're in that negative attitude mode, you cannot hit people. You cannot throw things. You cannot be verbally abusive. You cannot cuss people out. You cannot insult people. And you cannot use an ugly tone of voice. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So now, if it's your mama, see, I remember where I was. If it's your mama that's disturbing your peace, here's your mama. She's disturbing. Here you are coming in, getting your peace disturbed. You tell your mama, Mama, I love you dearly. I truly do. But when you say such and such, that disturbs my peace. Or when you do such and such, that disturbs my peace. Now, some mamas will respond with, what peace? Or, you ain't got no peace, okay? Be that as it may, that's mama, and leave her alone, okay? But now, once you write that program and say these words out loud, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. You raise your frequency. You raise your vibration. Your mama is still down here doing it, but you are up here on a higher vibration, on a higher frequency. You're not down here anymore to receive it. You're up here, and you are able to look at that behavior of hers and not allow it to bother you. Now, some people try you, They want to bother you on purpose. I don't understand what the attraction is. I think some people just feel better when they make you feel bad. So don't allow anybody to make you feel bad. That's what they think they can do. Don't allow them to have that kind of power. Take it away. Don't let anybody rattle your chain. You understand that? I hope you do. It's not worth it. Excuse me. So it's not worth it. And people say trigger. No. Somebody said, I'm not a gun, so I don't have a trigger. Don't have triggers. Triggers only mean that people have power over your emotions. Nobody should have power over your emotions except you. Don't give that to anybody. People will say, she made me do it, or he made me do it, or she made me say it, or he made me say it. Let me tell you, nobody controls what comes out of your mouth except you. Nothing she said or he said made you say anything. You could have kept your mouth closed. Then no words could have come out. So nobody makes you say anything. You control your lips, your tongue, everything about speaking. Nobody makes you do anything. Nobody made you hit that person or kick that tire. You control your muscles. Only you control your muscles. You are the one that made your muscles do that. So stop saying that somebody else made you do it or somebody else made you say it. Stop it. That's a lie. Nobody can make you do anything or make you say anything. So now, I have covered pillar number 1. And pillar number 1 is develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I told you how you do that. All you do is write a program. And you write the program and you say these words out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Put your feet on the path to do just that. Now, I already told y'all that I'm an author, and one of the books that I have written is entitled, me and my man have been together for 68 years, since we were both 13 years old. We just celebrated 58 years of marriage on June 3rd. We had 58 years of marriage. Now, I wrote this book, The Best Way to Keep a Man is to Let Him Go, among other things. It's 64 pages, which includes 22 pages of my own recipes. And my man, his name is Pap, P-A-P. His real name is Fred. He says that he lives in a 5-star restaurant and that I am an incredible cook. So it's 64 pages, which includes 22 pages of my own recipes. Now, this book is entitled, The Best Way to Keep a Man is to Let Him Go, among other things. So a lot of females question, and men are buying this book too, y'all. I think they want to see what I'm saying to the ladies. A man by the name of Rasul Griffin, he bought it and read it, and he calls it a masterpiece. Okay, so a lot of females say in the title, the best way to keep a man is to let him go, among other things. So they asked me, what does let him go mean? I explain it in the 3rd chapter of the introduction. And this is the 3rd paragraph, rather, of the introduction. Here's the 3rd paragraph of this introduction to this book. When girls or females, and I wrote it for females 16 and up, are getting into a relationship. Now I'm going to read page 2 in this book. It says, take heed. I'm going to do this before I do that. Take heed. Based on my 50 plus years of observation, it's now 60 plus years of observation, I would say that 80% of the success of a relationship rests on the shoulders of the woman. This book explains why. Now, when I say let him go, here's what I mean. Let him go doesn't mean don't care. It means be secure enough within yourself that you don't freak out if he's not with you and you don't know exactly where he is. Let him go means don't try to control where he can go or what time he must leave or return. Let him go means don't try to control him, period. Let him go means don't try so hard to change him. After you have paid your dues, you may tread lightly in this area, but be careful. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. In addition to letting him go, I have observed the need for and excuse me, and used other philosophies and behaviors to help keep me and my man in a warm, loving, and peaceful relationship. My thinking was he may go, but he'll always come home if I make coming home worth it. But what kinds of things can I do to make it worth coming home? Well, and then I go into the book. And the chapters are modify the way you think. The next chapter is observe and learn your man. Good morning. And so this book, I wrote it in 2008. And at that time, same-sex relationships were not a hot topic of conversation. And today it is. Same-sex relationships are just like any other relationship. So this book is suitable for same-sex relationships. If I had to retitle it, I would title it, The Best Way to Keep a Relationship Healthy is to Let the Other Person Go. So those are some of the chapters in the book. Observe and learn your man. Be willing and ready to pay your dues. Fantasy versus reality. Stop watching all of these chick flicks, y'all. Y'all ladies, stop watching. Stop reading all of those romance books. Stop watching these romance movies. They are all BS. Total BS. It is not the way relationships work. The movies and books and magazines, that's crap. This is the real deal. It's $9.99 at goodshortbooks.com. So now, I'm on moving on. And the books are flying off the shelves, y'all, because people are coming onto my lives and they're learning about the books. And we have 3 price categories, $7.99, $9.99, and $12.99. Very, very affordable. Very affordable. And they are all true to the website's name, good and they're short. 11 nonfiction books in 9 different genres. I'm going to read you the genres and then I'm going to move on to pillar number 2. The genres are memoirs, parenting, relationships. I just showed you the relationships one. Children's education, fairy tales. My fairy tale is nonfiction because it deals with a very serious subject. Bullying, original quotes, health, and spirituality. Those are the 9 genres. So check it out, y'all. The link is in my profile, goodshortbooks.com. Now, pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you're 10 years old or older, I tell you exactly how you increase your level of patience. Hi, Paul. Good morning, Amy. But I always start with the toddlers. So if you're raising toddlers, you will want to hear how easy it is to teach them patience. Here is the way you teach a toddler patience. When that toddler asks for a cookie, tell that toddler, I'll give it to you in 5 minutes. Put yourself on the timer. Give the toddler that cookie in 5 minutes. Do that several times. Always use the timer. And do it several times at 5 minutes, then stretch it to 10 minutes. Do that several times, all the way up to an hour or more. Not only will you be teaching that toddler patience, you will also be teaching that toddler how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. They won't even know that they have been gifted with that ability because of you, you see? And it's a wonderful thing to have a patient toddler, to have a patient 5-year-old, 10-year-old, all the way up. To know that you have contributed a patient person to the world. That's a wonderful thing. Now, Spirit came to me and said, Joyce, you can tell your viewers how they can teach themselves how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. So get a piece of paper and something to write with, and I'm going to give you this short exercise. It's very fun, and it'll teach you how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. On that piece of paper, I think I've given you enough time because I was talking about it. Okay, so I'm still giving you a little bit of time as I'm talking. So now, on that piece of paper, write down the present time, what time it is now, wherever your time zone is, whatever your time zone is. Write down the present time. Put the paper away, and sometime later, doesn't matter how much time later, try to guess the time that it is at that point. You see? And do this several times every day. You will be teaching yourself how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. There won't be any more jumping when you look at the clock. Yeah, you see? So, hopefully you can use that exercise. Come on, give me some responses. Can you use that exercise? I'm showing you how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. Can you use that exercise? It says I got 4 people on here. Can you use that exercise? I'm waiting to build my subscribers, my followers. I guess that's what they're called here on YouTube, subscribers. On TikTok, they're followers. So, okay, I'm not getting any responses. But now, that is definitely going to try that. Wonderful. Thank you. I really appreciate that response. It made me feel like I was out here by myself. But I'm going to keep talking because somebody's listening. Okay, and I know that. All right, so where was that? Oh, okay, now that's the toddler. Now, if you're raising toddlers, I highly recommend getting this book, Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. Ah, you found me after searching TikTok. Oh, well, pass the word. I'm happy you found me, Carly. And now I had this book translated into Spanish. Madre Docena. I don't speak Spanish. I can't say the rest of the title. Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. It's 48 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. This book will guide you into raising kids that you can admire. And I talk about it because this is the pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. And I claim that there are 12 ingredients to raising great kids. The 12th ingredient is patience. And I just covered patience in my live here. Now, if you're 10 years old or older, you can teach yourself patience too. Writing a program and saying it out loud. Say it out loud, don't care who's around you, because they may want to know how you do it too. Here's what you say. I am teaching myself patience. I am teaching myself how to wait. I am increasing my level of patience. Say that out loud. And especially if it's something that you are fiending for, especially if it is something that you would normally give yourself immediate gratification for, make yourself wait, especially if you're fiending for it or you normally would give yourself immediate gratification. Make yourself wait. You see? And if you make yourself wait past the point where you don't want it anymore, that is a fabulous thing to have happen to you. Because that tells you that you are stronger than it was. You always were. But you never challenged yourself. You never made yourself wait. That's all you got to do. Make yourself wait. And you will have taught yourself patience. Will have taught yourself how to wait. That's it. It's just that simple. Make yourself wait. Now, pillar number 3, stay calm. I told you, in this pillar, I do a helpful hand visual that when I did it the first time, it blew a lot of my live viewers' minds. And so it blows. I did it for my man, and it blew his mind, and then it also blows my mind. But this helpful hand visual, Spirit gives me all the helpful hand visuals that I do. And I was talking about stay calm. I had never used the word neurons in any of my lives before, but Spirit told me to use the word neurons. I knew that neurons were part of your brain, okay? But I didn't have a lot of knowledge about it. So I used the word neurons, and I was talking about, and Spirit gave me this helpful hand visual. This is what your neurons do when you are calm. Your neurons are in your brain and they communicate with each other. They glide past each other. They feed information to your brain, your mind, or whatever. This is what happens when you're calm. And I was also talking about when you are angry, y'all. And Spirit gave me this helpful hand visual to show when you are angry. Here you go. You see? As opposed to, you see the difference? Now, when you are angry, your neurons are out of whack completely. Now, Spirit came to me and told me to do this in my live, and then that was in the morning when I did my live. Later on that night, I love when Spirit helps something to work through each. You help me give me enough, but in time for me to go to sleep. Peace. Oh, peace, honey. Okay, where was I? Let me think here. Yeah, the neurons. Okay, so I got it back. So Spirit came to me later that evening. Honest to goodness, it came back and said, look up what neurons do. I never would have looked up what neurons do. I didn't even know about, I knew some about neurons, that it was part of your brain, part of your mind, you know. And so I obeyed. Spirit told me to do it. I looked it up. I Googled it. And here's what Google said. Neurons work together to produce memories, make decisions, and compute information. They take chemical signals, transport them, and form new wiring within the brain. Neurons also help different parts of the brain to communicate with each other. That's why you cannot make good decisions when you are angry or upset. That's why you cannot make good choices when you are angry or upset. Your neurons are doing like this. They're not communicating with each other. They should be doing like this. So the next time you feel yourself becoming angry, think about your neurons. Think about your neurons, y'all. Do yourself a favor. Stay calm. There's tremendous power. Make yourself powerful by staying calm. You lose your power when you become angry, aggravated, agitated, irritated, all of that mess. You lose your power. You only have that power when you are calm. You're able to think. Stay calm. That's pillar number 3. Pillar number 4 is remember the 4 words that can immediately, hi Paul, that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, all of that ugliness. When you have that inside of you, remember these 4 words. This too shall pass. This too shall pass, y'all. Nothing in life is permanent, not even us as people. We use the word pass when we're talking about death. We'll say, he passed last week, she passed yesterday. So nothing lasts. And the next time your mama is chewing you out, or the next time your daddy is chewing you out, they cannot read your mind. Sit there or stand there and take it, getting chewed out, but be thinking, this too shall pass. She ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. Or this too shall pass. He ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. You see? This too shall pass, y'all. Remember those 4 words. This too shall pass. Whenever ugliness is inside of you or trying to overtake you, this too shall pass. Overtake it, okay, instead. Now, I hope that y'all see how all of these pillars are interconnected. When you develop and maintain a positive attitude, and I told you how you do that, you write a program and you say these words out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Say that out loud, and I don't care who's around you, and mean it, and all kinds of good stuff will start happening to you when you develop and maintain a positive attitude. And it's a choice. You choose to have a positive attitude. From now on, I don't care where you were 5 minutes ago with your attitude. It means from now on, from this point forward, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Then pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. I told you how you increase your level of patience if you're 10 years old or older, and I also told you how you teach patience to a toddler. Okay. Then pillar number 3, stay calm. There is so much power in your ability to stay calm. You must stay calm. And remember your neurons. Remember what your neurons look like when you're angry, upset, or whatever. Think about the fact that you want them to go like this, okay? Now, pillar number 4. Remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, panic, anger, anxiety, frustration, all of that stuff. Those 4 words are, this too shall pass. Okay? This too shall pass, y'all. I want to thank y'all for joining my live, and I hope you got something out of it. I don't know how I can post any of the comments, but you know what? That's one of the things that YouTube does that TikTok didn't do. They, what would you call it? They repost my live. So all of my lives, I discuss the 4 pillars, but every live is different. So you can come back tomorrow. I will still be here, but I always close my lives out with this book, My Simple Quotes to Live By. It's 90 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. 167 quotes that I coined. My name is Joyce Fields. I'm 81 years old, and I do lives. I just did my last TikTok live on Friday, August 29th. I have done over 500 TikTok lives. I love doing these lives because I share advice that will help y'all to undifficult your life. That's what the title of my lives are. Undifficult your life. So there are 11 nonfiction books at goodshortbooks.com. I wrote 10. My sister wrote 1. And they are all fabulous. The books will entertain you. They will delight you. They will inspire you. They will encourage you. They will motivate you. So they're very good books, if I do say so myself. Now, I coined my first quote, y'all, when I was 15 years old. My Simple Quotes to Live By. It's full of 167 quotes that I coined. So I coined my first quote when I was 15. I'm 81 years old now, 81 years wiser, as someone said recently. So here's the quote that I coined when I was 15 years old. Never lose your hope and faith. Yep. Never lose your hope and faith. I coined this, my first quote, in 1959 at the age of 15. The occasion was my middle school graduation from Detroit's Sherrard Junior High School. 9th graders were asked to document their message to their fellow classmates. And that's what I said. I don't remember saying it, and I didn't know that I was coining a quote. But this one, I do remember that I was coining a quote, and I do remember coining it. I coined this quote in 2011 or 2013. It was for a quote contest. They were doing a calendar. Hey, how you doing? Glad to see you. They were doing a calendar, so they needed 12 quotes. So I coined this quote and submitted it to the contest. It won out, it was one of 12, it was for the calendar, out of over 5,000 entries. Here's the quote. I post it to social media regularly to encourage people to chase their dreams. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. I'm going to repeat it. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. Chase your dreams, people. Please chase your dreams. Nobody can see your dream as clearly as you can, and you can't see anybody else's dream as clearly as they can. So don't allow anybody to poo-poo your dream. Oh, I know. And don't you poo-poo anybody else's dream. But do chase your dreams. Yeah, I'm just building up my viewership, subscribership, whatever you call it, right here on YouTube. I can't deal with TikTok anymore. They're curtailing freedom of speech. Yeah, so I can't deal with them. But I still post every day. I'm not going to abandon my more than 54,000 followers. Yeah, Savage Ninja High. So, but I'll post every day to TikTok, but I'll do my lives here on YouTube. And I'm just waiting for the universe to open it up to more people can hear the advice that I share. So this is only my third YouTube live, y'all. Just my third one. Now I'm going to open up the floor. Yeah. This book is 90 pages. The way that it's formatted is 2 quotes per page. And the quotes are done in all caps, separated by a black and white picture. Now, y'all can throw out page numbers. Oh, I think it will too, the Real Happy Hearts. Y'all can throw out page numbers and I'll read the 2 quotes on that page. In the meantime, I'm going to read a 5-star review from Brian. He read this, he ordered this book, read it, and now here's what he said. In the meantime, I'm waiting for page numbers and I'll read the 2 quotes on that page. Here's what Brian said. This is a great book to help open your mind. There are an unlimited amount of resources to learn from. You get wisdom, positivity, self-discipline, appreciation for being alive, and so much more in this easy read. Page numbers, y'all. This is a book you will save and review over and over again. Pages 6 to 89. I'll read the 2 quotes on those pages. Back to Brian's review. I highly recommend buying the hard copy of it so you can write in it and highlight quotes that speak to you. This is a must-have. So he says must-have in all caps, followed by a whole lot of exclamation points. Yeah, so. Come on, y'all, give me some page numbers. Pages 6 to 89. This is on page 90. The end. Page 90. Page 6 to 89, y'all. Give me some page numbers, and I'll read the 2 quotes on that page. I got another minute left. So, okay, page 20 for Carly. At the top of page 20, ignorance of history is ignorance of self. At the bottom of page 20, what can you do to make the world a better place? Can you live by those quotes? Okay, page 31 for the Real Happy Hearts. At the top of page 31, work to create the family you want. Start with the young. At the bottom of page 31, you can't hide from yourself. Wherever you go, there you are. Can you live by those quotes? Yeah. Can you live by those quotes? Okay, page 12. This is the last one I'm going to read, y'all. I'm going to be off of here at 5:35, and it's 5:35. So at the top of page 12, strive for excellence, not perfection. At the bottom of page 12, if they serve no other purpose, unkind people show you how not to be. Can y'all live by those quotes? I hope you can. I want you to implement the 4 pillars in your life and watch it change for the better. Watch your life improve. When you develop and maintain a positive attitude, and all you got to do is write the program and say it out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Page 31. Okay, good. And pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you're 10 years old or older, I told you exactly how you do it, but I also told you how you teach patience to a toddler. Oh, wow. Thank you, Carly. I appreciate that. Yeah, I take these screenshots because I read them to my man, and he's sleeping now, but then I read them when he wakes up. So pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you're 10 years old or older, I tell you exactly how you do that. I already told you. Pillar number 3, stay calm. Remember your neurons. When you're angry, look at this. As opposed to when you're calm, look at this. Okay? Okay. And then pillar number 4, remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, or whatever. And those 4 words are, this too shall pass. Remember those 4 words. Implement those 4 pillars in your life, y'all. And come back tomorrow. I'll be doing, I think it's my last live for the week. Monday through Friday. Join me at 4 a.m. Pacific time right here on YouTube. And I'll be doing my YouTube live. Monday through Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific time. Yes, this too shall pass. Okay? Thank you for joining my live. And please spread the word. Help me to spread the word. I'd like to build my viewership here on, yes, here on YouTube, like it was on TikTok. So thanks for joining, and spread the word for me. Later, y'all.